The Earth is flat. Or is it? Could millions of people be wrong? The age-old debate. The shape of our home planet has been a subject of controversy and intrigue for centuries. Once we were all convinced the Earth was as flat as a pancake, with explorers fearing they'd tumble over the edge if they ventured too far. But then a radical shift occurred. A round Earth theory emerged, flipping everything we believed on its head. Some say it's a massive conspiracy, a global deception that we've all swallowed hook, line and sinker. Others, however, stand firm in their belief that our planet is indeed a sphere spinning in the infinite expanse of space. So, what's the truth behind this planetary puzzle? Is there solid proof that could tip the scales in favor of one theory over the other? So let's unravel the truth, shall we? Is the Earth flat or round? The ancient Greeks, long before the advent of modern technology, knew the Earth was round. How so? Well, let's take a step back into the era of togas and philosophy. The ancient Greeks were brilliant observers of nature, and they started to notice certain phenomena that didn't quite make sense if the Earth was flat. For instance, when a ship sails away from the harbor, it doesn't just get smaller and smaller until it's out of sight. Instead, it appears to sink, with the hull disappearing first and the mast last. This observation suggested to the Greeks that the Earth's surface must be curved. But the Greeks didn't just stop at observations. They put their theories to the test. One of the most famous experiments was performed by a chap named Eratosthenes in the 3rd century BCE. Eratosthenes noticed that at noon on the summer solstice in the city of Siena, the sun was directly overhead, and a stick planted in the ground cast no shadow. But in the city of Alexandria, some 500 miles to the north, the same stick at the same time did cast a shadow. Eratosthenes realized that the difference could only be explained if the Earth's surface was curved. So he did some clever geometry. He measured the angle of the shadow in Alexandria, which was about 7 degrees. He reasoned that this angle was the same as the angle formed by lines from the center of the Earth to the two cities. He then used this angle to calculate the Earth's circumference, and voila! His result was remarkably close to the actual value we know today. So, there you have it. The ancient Greeks, with their keen observations and innovative experiments, were able to determine that the Earth is round long before we had the technology to see it from space. Quite ingenious, weren't they? But let's not stop here. There's more. What if I told you that you've seen the Earth's roundness with your own eyes? A bold claim, you might think, but consider this. Every time you gaze at an image of our beautiful blue planet from space, you're witnessing the Earth's curvature firsthand. Now let's dive into the era of space exploration. It was the mid-20th century when humanity first ventured beyond Earth's atmosphere. This monumental leap not only expanded our scientific knowledge, but also provided us with a unique perspective of our home planet. The stunning images beamed back from space missions and satellites painted a clear picture. The Earth isn't flat, but a magnificent sphere spinning in the cosmic arena. But wait. There are those who question the veracity of these images. They argue that these pictures are mere fabrications of space agencies worldwide, a grand illusion designed to deceive us. To them, these images are nothing more than sophisticated CGI or expertly crafted models. But let's ponder this for a moment. Are we to believe that every space agency across the globe, despite their competitive and political differences, have conspired together in this grand deception? It's worth pointing out that these images aren't the only evidence we have. Satellites, the very tools that provide us with global communication and weather forecasts, operate based on the principles of a round Earth. Their orbits, their functioning, the very science that enables them to exist all hinge on our planet being a sphere. If the Earth were flat, these satellites wouldn't work as they do, so we find ourselves at a crossroads. On one hand, we have a plethora of images and scientific evidence supporting the round Earth theory. On the other hand, we have a group of skeptics claiming these to be an elaborate ruse. It's a fascinating debate, isn't it? If pictures aren't enough, then what about science? Let's delve into that in the next part of our journey. Stay with us as we continue to explore the intriguing mystery of our planet's shape. Science never lies, does it? Let's see what it has to say about our Earth's shape. When we talk about scientific proof, there's a range of evidence that supports the round Earth theory. Let's start with gravity, a force we're all pretty familiar with, right? Gravity pulls everything towards the center of mass. If the Earth was a flat disk, The force of gravity would pull everything towards the center, and we'd feel like we're climbing a hill whenever we move away from it. But that's not the case, is it? We can walk in all directions without feeling any difference. This is because the Earth is round, and gravity pulls us towards its center from all points on its surface. Then there's the Earth's shadow on the moon. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth casts a round shadow on the moon. Now, if the Earth was flat, it would cast a flat shadow, wouldn't it? But every time we've witnessed a lunar eclipse, the shadow is always round, a clear indication that our Earth is indeed round. And let's not forget the Coriolis effect. This is the phenomenon that causes the path of an object moving in a rotating system to curve. Think of hurricanes. They spin in different directions depending on which hemisphere they're in. In the northern hemisphere, they spin counterclockwise, and in the southern hemisphere, they spin clockwise. This effect is only possible because the Earth is a rotating sphere. So, there you have it. Gravity, the Earth's shadow on the moon, and the Coriolis effect all point towards the Earth being round. These are just a few examples from a vast body of scientific evidence. Convinced yet? No? Let's move on to something you experience every day. Did you know that the Earth's roundness affects your daily life? Let's take a look at some everyday evidence that points to our planet's roundness. First off, consider the horizon. When you gaze out across the sea or a vast open landscape, you're likely to notice that the horizon appears slightly curved. This gentle curve is a direct result of the Earth's roundness. If the Earth were flat, the horizon would appear as a straight line no matter where you stood. Now let's think about airplanes. Have you ever noticed how flight paths are often curved on a world map? This isn't a coincidence or a fuel-saving strategy. It's a direct consequence of the Earth's round shape. You see, the fastest route between 2 points on a sphere like our Earth is a curve known as a great circle. So next time you're on a long-haul flight, remember you're not just traveling, you're circumnavigating a sphere. And then there's the evidence that greets us each morning and bids us good night each evening, the sunrise and sunset. As the Earth rotates, the sun appears to rise from below the horizon and set back under it. If the Earth were flat, we would be able to see the sun at all times, given its immense distance from us. Yet we witness the sun rise and set every day, a spectacle made possible by our round Earth. Of course, these are just a few examples. There's also the way radio waves travel, how GPS systems work, even the fact that different stars are visible in the sky depending on your location on Earth. All these phenomena are best explained by a round Earth. So, while it may be fun to entertain the idea of a flat Earth, the evidence we encounter in our daily lives paints a different picture, a round picture to be precise. Round or flat, the Earth still spins, but now you know which one it is. After all the evidence, the verdict seems clear. We've journeyed through time, from the wisdom of the ancient Greeks to the breathtaking images captured from space. We've grappled with the science that confirms our Earth's roundness, and we've seen the everyday evidence that's as clear as the nose on your face. We've learned that our ancient ancestors were far more astute than we give them credit for. They observed the world around them and deduced that the Earth was indeed round. Thousands of years later, we sent men into space and they looked back at our home, confirming what the Greeks had known all along. The Earth is round. The science too is incontrovertible. The way gravity works, the path of a long-haul flight, the way a ship disappears over the horizon, all these point to a round Earth. So the next time someone says the Earth is flat, you'll know what to say, won't you?